Star Wars Episode 9 is set to introduce tons of twists and turns and surprises by writer and director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are really looking forward to seeing in this movie are, of course, the major revelations coming our way that'll change our perception on the originals and the prequels itself. Since they are a part of the Skywalker saga, this is a huge deal by J.J. and crew. Now, we do know that Disney, Lucasfilm, JJ, Chris Terrio, and everybody else involved with Episode 9 are viewing this movie as a course correction technique, not just after the soloist Star Wars story box office results, but also after The Last Jedi backlash, etc. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. However, one thing that is very exciting for Episode 9 is that J.J. Abrams is actually going to be expanding something to do with Obi-Wan Kenobi as a character, and a major revelation is on the way for that character as well. Now, I believe that this lines directly in with some of the concept art and storyboard descriptions that we have heard about these past couple of months or so, and also ties in to what J.J. Abrams was trying to set up in the Force Awakens Force Back Vision sequence, where we do hear a little snippet, a little piece of dialogue of Obi-Wan Kenobi himself. So that's actually going to be expanded in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, I think that this is a great move. We're not quite sure what this really means. Could this mean that Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to be connected to Rey somehow? You know, is she the granddaughter of Obi-Wan? That's a huge question for sure. There's a lot of possibilities coming in our way here, but one thing is for sure, is that Obi-Wan Kenobi will have a revelation of some sorts in Star Wars Episode 9, and whatever J.J. Abrams tried to start in Episode 7 with Kenobi will be expanded in Episode 9. Now, we heard about this before in the past a couple of years ago. We heard a lot of talk about J.J. Abrams and his plan for the sequel trilogy, and a lot of it had to do with Rey's lineage. He really wanted to give her a very important lineage that would truly satisfy a majority of the fans around the world. And I believe it all had to do with one of the major characters. Either Luke Skywalker, Han, Leia, or Obi-Wan Kenobi. To me, it just made sense, right? Those four main characters should have been connected to Rey, at least in The Last Jedi. So, going into Episode 9 now, a lot of people are starting to wonder if J.J. Abrams is actually going to continue something very significant like that for Rey's lineage in this film, or if he's going to create something of his own. Like, let's say, for example, that she is going to be the manifestation of the Force, like a physical version of it, or maybe she's the, reincarnation of the first Jedi, or something around those lines. Maybe he's going to make his own revelation for Rey's lineage, or he could go the easier route where she's just connected to one of the main characters. I don't know which one you would actually prefer, but let's talk a little bit more about Obi-Wan. Now, we heard about his involvement in Episode 9 a couple of times here and there last year of 2018, on and off, and I think that, looking at The Force Awakens and how JJ really inserted the voice of both Ewan McGregor and, of course, Sir Alec Guinness, you can really see that he did have a deep plan in place for that movie, and wanted to really stretch it out into the sequel trilogy from Episode 8 all the way into Episode 9. After all these directors and writers, they all talk with each other, right? You have JJ, you have Rian Johnson, at one point you had Colin Trevorrow, you have, of course, Chris Terrio, who's the writer alongside JJ for Episode 9, and a whole lot more. So everybody's talking with everybody in order to keep the continuity in place. That was my one problem with The Last Jedi, is that the continuity seemed a little misplaced in my opinion, but now in Episode 9 with Kenobi being expanded to a certain extent in this film, I think is amazing. Again, like I say, we're not quite sure what this really means. It could just mean that we're going to see visions of him, or we're going to hear more dialogue about him, but we will get a revelation of the character in Episode 9, which honestly I think is one of the big things to look forward to in this movie. Since it is the final film of the Skywalker saga, Disney and Lucasfilm are really trying to go all out with this film. They are really trying to pack in a lot with this movie. Not only does it have 8 new characters coming into play, but we also have a returning legacy character like Lando Calrissian, and a whole lot more. So what do you guys think about all of this? Let me know what you think about everything below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Untitled